This video contains the interrogation of a man accused of murder during a drug deal gone wrong. On May 8, 2017, Hoyt Burge went to Paige Vowell's house to buy prescription drugs. Several people were there, and the group routinely got high together. A fight broke out, which targeted Burge. They began to beat and threaten him, and when a gun was brought out, the fight quickly became murder. Burge's death was a surprise, and they attempted to cover up his death by wrapping his body in plastic and putting him in the trunk of a car.
Oh, sorry, man. I didn't see you there. You sit up for a minute?
Mm-hmm.
You want to sit in the chair? Not gonna be too much longer. You good? Alright. Look, man, I told you right off the bat, honesty's gonna play a big part in this. Alright? For you, I mean, like I said,
honestly, I was on drugs, so I can't remember.
West rocks back and forth from a combination of nerves and coming down from a high. He says he can't recall the events of what happened, but even if he can't remember every detail, he still has information.
I'm not buying that to an extent, okay? I can't say I've ever done that, so I don't know what you can remember, what you can't, what it does to your mind. But we've talked to, you're some of the last people we're talking to. You know, I talked to Vicky, she was with you. I mean, she came off it. So, she said you had a gun when you came out from the back. You know, she said you had the hammer. I mean, these are the little details that we need to know about.
She couldn't have said that I had a hammer. I never, that's not even true.
But what about the gun? I mean, these little things, what I'm talking about. We need to know this. Because we've already taught everybody, and everything else is matching up.
Okay, so, but... if she says it, it's gotta be true. My memory's bad. I trust anything she says. If she says it, I'll vouch for it.
West quickly switches his story. First, he adamantly refuses that he held a weapon, but when confronted by someone else's testimony, he says that must be true. It is doubtful that he had a sudden fit of honesty, and it is strange that he would admit to information that makes him look bad so suddenly.
I want to hear it from you.
I don't remember. Fucking burned on my fucking brain. Alcohol, drugs. And there's shit that I have to rely on what she's telling me.
What about the hammer? That was a conversation at a later time.
I never had a hammer, ever. Never once did I.
How do you get all the injuries from the hammer? Why are you telling people you had the hammer?
I never told anyone I had
You told people you had a hammer.
When?
After this all happened.
No, never once. Never once. Never once.
So why would they lie about it?
Because I dipped out on them. Took Vicky and I
Was
got
no one that was at the house that you told that you had the hammer and you hit him with it?
That's impossible because it didn't happen.
It did happen.
No, it didn't. I never hit anyone.
So why would anyone else lie about that?
The only time I picked up a hammer was when he told me to. It was still daylight then. This was way earlier. And he's like, you know, get up on there and just watch over my wall where the front door was in. And I sat up there where the 2x4s were at the top of the wall, and I hit with a hammer right there. I didn't hit anybody with a hammer. This was hours before.
Why'd you tell Zach you hit him in the head with a hammer?
I didn't tell Zach that.
You did.
No, I didn't.
We taught to Zach.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know why he said that, because I never said that. I never said that. Why would I say something happened that I didn't do?
Did you invite Zach to go up there with you?
Excuse me.
Once again, West claims that he never had the hammer that was used to bludgeon Burge. The detective says that other witnesses all agree that West did, but the detective is not obligated to tell the truth.
I tried to call him. He didn't pick up.
What were all the phone calls that made that day between you and Zach?
I mean, I live with Zach, but like, I mean, like that's like an everyday thing between me and Zach, me and Paige, or me and Vicky. I don't.
So how can't you remember having the gun, but you're for sure you remember that you did not have the hammer?
I know. I like.
Someone hit Hoyt with a hammer. That's fact.
Wasn't me. I know that, and that's a fact.
Why is everyone saying you did it?
I don't fucking know. I really don't. Because I'm the guy that dips out, so well, let's fucking put it on him. He's gone. He ain't here. He's probably ready to get out right now.
You didn't dip out on Zach. What I'm saying, I need to.
Zach wasn't there.
But you told Zach after the fact that you hit him in the head with a hammer.
I never did that.
Why would he make that up? I didn't ask him. I didn't say, hey, did he say anything about a hammer? He said that's what you said.
No. I don't know why he would say that. Because it didn't happen. I wouldn't say. Like, I wouldn't say something happened. It didn't happen. I don't even remember talking to him about it. I remember telling him that I was scared about some shit. And I don't even remember what the fuck he told me. Whenever he started talking, he was just, I don't remember what the fuck I didn't even talk to Zach till the next day sometime. Never would I say I hit someone with a hammer. Didn't happen. Did not happen. Did Vicky say she saw me hit someone with a hammer?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that for a minute. I don't believe that's a lie. That's a bull-faced lie right there.
She's not lying about having the gun.
I know that I handed a gun at one point. I never used a gun, never fired a gun. You can check me for gunshot.
No one said that. I know you didn't kill Hoyt. I just want you to be honest with me. That's all I'm asking is for the truth.
I'm telling you everything I can remember, and I know certain things.
Patrick Borain was the one that shot Burge with the AK-47, which fatally wounded Hoyt.
Did you tell me these certain things?
Did I tell you? I know I never picked up a hammer except for that once, because he's got his fucking blue hammer with the ridges on it. I mean, was that the impressions that's on his head? Were they like ridged, like like a waffle pattern? Because that's what the blue hammer is. Right? That doesn't even make sense.
Your honesty and your cooperation now are going to play a big part.
I held a couple of guns in that house. You know what I mean? Like, when people show up, they're like, hey, check this out, check this out. I mean,
But you had to go when you guys came out from the back room.
If he says I did, I must have. I don't remember though. You know how frustrating that is? But
why are you so sure about that? Why are you willing to take that? Why are you willing to agree with that, but not the hammer? What's?
Because I know
the hammer didn't kill Hoyt. We're just trying to get the truth to cross.
I never held a hammer to fucking hit Hoyt with it. I know that. Like.
So who did?
I don't know. I didn't see anyone actually hit him with it.
You were up close and personal. You said you were trying to push him down. Everyone was ganging up on him. You had to have seen something. Because it wasn't just once or twice. It was a lot.
I just don't know why she would say I hit her with a hammer. And she knows I didn't. We've talked about what we can remember, when
Well, I'm sure being scared, you talked about what you guys were going to say in here.
Honestly, I told her that she tried to do the right thing. When it started backfiring on her, me, I mean, I lied to Paige, I tricked him, I did anything I had to do to get her out of there. Like anything Paige said, I agree with you. Yes, we do. Whatever you say, yes, let's do it. What do you want me to grab? Here's this. Here's this. Do what you want. I don't know.
See, this is where the questions come in, where it's a question, because you said there weren't enough guns to go around, but you had a gun. So there were plenty of guns to go around.
No.
That's why these little details matter so much.
Okay, but you're talking about a difference between the beginning and when we get to the end. When
I want you to try and remember two things.
I remember, you know what I mean? Like, I remember the black guy had another black guy show up. And I don't know if he showed up with something or if he took something. I don't know. I just remember being up there, like I said, with the hammer. And I seen him out there in the yard with the other guy. I never saw him before. I never don't know who the fuck he is.
West becomes hazy on the details, but the detective isn't buying it. The strikes from the hammer weren't severe enough to be life-threatening, so admitting to that much would not get West into any more trouble than he already is.
Who went outside with the girl Paige and Peter when they went out to get that guy out of the car? Who else went out there?
I don't know. Paige wouldn't let Vicky go outside. He wouldn't let her pretty much leave the room. He wouldn't.
Well, Vicky said she went outside and smoked.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. I thought she was in the kitchen taking shots.
Well, who else went outside with Paige?
With girl
And
Paige.
the other guy. Girl Paige and the other guy when they had to get the one that with the $40. Who else went outside with them?
It was. See, I didn't even know if the girl Paige went out there.
You told me she did. You told me
I
girl
told you it was
Paige.
in the report. That's the only way I knew that.
That's not what you said before.
See,
You corrected the report. You said it wasn't $60, it was $40.
Right. I remember Paige, and the reason that they changed it, he's like, yeah, give him 60. And he's like, no, 60's too much. It'll look suspicious. I didn't pay attention to who went outside.
So why would you let a victim just go outside by himself to get someone to his car where he could just drive away?
I don't know. I didn't go out there with him. I'm not running this show. This isn't my house.
But if you saw him go out, who went out behind him? Who went out with him?
Because Paige is inside with me. He kept fucking just giving command after command, and they just all ran together. I don't even remember much of what he said. Just whatever he said, I wasn't listening to him. I was just agreeing with him. He could have been saying, "Hey, yeah, you said pick all night. Yeah, sure, whatever you say." I'm not listening to him. I'm just thinking about getting me and Vicky out of there. So I don't know why she would make up something. Why Zach would make up something.
Even if West was trying to protect himself and one of the women, he should have observed more than he admitted to if he had the presence of mind at the time to try to get out of the situation.
I don't know. I mean, I can understand why Paige and Pat and Paige and all them, we left there fucking just high and dry in the fucking dark when I'm supposed to be coming back in my car for the body of them. I never did. Never showed up. It's gonna make you think that I'm either here with you guys or just something else that you don't understand. But you know what I mean? If you're in a situation like that, I could see where that would scare him and where they could all conjoin together. But to where Vicky would be a part of it, I don't understand that. Because I don't know why she would lie. She's not a liar. That doesn't make sense. She's a good person. She doesn't lie.
And who took the guns from that house, for that girl's house that we talked about?
In the girl's house.
When you got the guns from that girl.
Patrick's guns. Who took them? I don't know. They were still at the house when I left.
When you went to the house to get them from that girl.
They were in the hallway. Was the last time I seen them. And
I'm saying when you got sent to that house to pick the guns up and to bring them back.
Yeah, like I said, I think Vicky
was there.
I think Vicky was with me on that ride, but I'm not.
I
don't want to say 100%.
How did you carry the guns out of the house? I know one was in a case.
I carried them all out by myself. I rolled whenever I was moving fast. Remember that I was rushing.
What did you wrap them up in?
Like a blanket.
Whose blanket was it?
Pages.
So you took the blanket with you?
It was I don't know if it was already in my car, but I know like there was a blanket from Paige's house in my car, and then there was also like a mover's pad thing that was from Paige's house in my car. It was a lot of stuff that always got transported in my car because that's what I did. Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever that we fit in my car, that's what it was. And that's why all of our stuff was in their backyard, because we were supposed to go to Home Depot or something and pick up materials and tools, or not tools, but materials and other supplies. I don't never know what I'm picking up. Sometimes he's like, man, all right, we need room. Can you clean out the back seat in the trunk? I get it all fucking cleared out, and we go up there and we get one back. I don't know.
That is probably the truest statement that West has made. It was not a premeditated crime, and he doesn't have a violent history.
I'm not sure. The more you question me about the same things that I was sure about, I'm not sure about now, because it's like, hey, 2 + 2 is 4. Yeah. Is 2 + 2 4? Yeah. I mean, I'm questioning something that I knew a minute ago. It's late. I'm worried about her. I'm worried about my daughter.
Alright. I'll be right back.
Turn around. Say. Just walk. Hold it. You got anything on you right now, man? Anything in your shoes or anything like that, Stan?
No, sir.
Alright, reason being, we get you over there, you go inside of there and they find something in an orifice, a pocket, anything like that, it's another charge, brother. Alright,
I knew where I was coming from.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, man, you don't understand how many times we've taken people over there who said the same thing you just said, and get over there, and they call us back earlier than 30 minutes, hey, he had such and such. It just ain't worth it. What I'm
I
saying.
don't have any pockets on the short.
Right, but you ain't got nothing in your shoes.
I don't.
What's in that pocket? Nothing? Alright.
It shouldn't be. Like unless something fell in my shoes,
Alright.
I don't think
We're
there's
good.
anything in there. 'Cause you got me kind of worried now.
No, well, no, I mean,
I mean, I can
if you
take
ain't
them
got
off right
nothing
here.
on,
though.
what are you gonna worry about?
I'm not trying to.
All 4 of the men involved in the attack, including Stanley West, were found guilty of 2 counts of false imprisonment and third-degree murder. Patrick Borain, who fired the fatal shot, was sentenced to 50 years in prison. West was sentenced to 30 years in prison.